Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Happy Friday. My days are all mixed up here this week. Morning, Chris, Max, Shadow. Who else do we have in here right now? Sharif. Hey, Trader Joe. Happy Friday. This is the last trading day of the year for me, so see if I can go out with a win. It's been a little rough. All right, so let's start here. I got 10 a.m. news this time. So on the daily chart, we have now shifted to a bearish structure here, right? We did get the fair value gap yesterday because yesterday did close down. So we got the fair value gap here, took this low. So currently we have a market structure shift on the daily chart to be bearish. So if we're going to continue down, ultimately, so we technically still have this fair value gap right here that never quite got closed. So I would anticipate maybe reaching right back down to this middle. And then if it does want to rebalance this entire thing, then right here would be some nice sell side liquidity around this ultimate sell side liquidity right down here around this 250-ish area. So I'm going to mark this as sell side liquidity daily for my daily chart. I'm going to mark that, and I'm willing to bet over the next couple weeks we get down there, if not sooner. Actually, that's less than 1,000 points away. So that's the ultimate bias here. We'd have to see what happens right here, but we also have this volume imbalance on the weekly. We are potentially trying to make our bearish move as well. We took this fair value gap. I just put the levels there because it was pretty cluttering on my chart. But this fair value gap, we have rebalanced it. Now we'll see if we close down today. If we close down, then that may be an indicator. We still need to take some lows. So like we would have to take this. So that would still be, could be over the course of multiple weeks. But the daily has shifted for sure. And we did reach down into this weekly volume imbalance. So if I go to the weekly, we had that volume imbalance. We did reach right through it. So I'm just going to leave it there for now. Then I'll remove it probably at the end of the day or after my trading session here. And if I go to so basically right now what I'm looking at, what I have framed out for my morning is on the 15-minute chart here, we have some buy-side liquidity. We have reached down, and right here, we had this fair value gap, right? So the last fair value gap of a leg, if it gets inverted immediately, like this did, that's a sign we could have a shift, right? So came down the last fair value gap. Now, I do have to see why price stopped here in the middle of nowhere. But came down, last fair value gap, inverted immediately, used it, created a new one, little one here, and now it's gone up. Now we have this fair value gap. So potentially, we could be heading to this buy side liquidity. We do have this 15-minute fair value gap. I have some more, I don't know what this marking is. I'll put it there for a reason. But we have more buy side liquidity all the way up here. I'm not sure if we get all the way up here. This shaded area is a daily fair value gap from here, which we have. Well, that's out of place. Let's see. That should be this entire. Oh, it's probably because the contract change. Actually, should be this entire thing here. There we go. Which we have traded through it. We haven't closed completely yet, but we'll see if we come back in it a little bit. We'll see. So currently, what I'm waiting on. Oh, and if I go to the 1 hour, you'll see we're in kind of the same scenario here, where we took this low with displacement. Now we're trading back up into the fair value gaps. I'm not marking it because I already have my 15-minute fair value gaps there. But we're trading right up into this one, and then we'll see if we displace lower and keep going lower. Or what we could do is come up further today. So we'll see. It's not... I have to wait and see what happens basically in this area where we are. And if we do trade lower, like I said, my job is to figure out, first off, why did we stop there, right here, which I could tell you now, just looking left, if I take this wick that reached down, measure that out, we got right close to that mean threshold of it, and came up. There's no, if I look left, I would be looking at this low, because I got to have targets just in case if we go lower, because we could, but we could also go higher. We got to see. It's Friday. I mean, we're getting near the end of the year. What's this 4-hour low? I want to mark that in case we keep going down, and then we have pretty much down here. I mean, we have a bunch of these little lows. There's not really any open fair value gaps or anything. I guess there's technically this one. With a little imbalance right there. So what I'll do is I'll bring this one out. Just because I got to have some type of targets or reasons for price to stop if it does keep coming down. So there we go. Just in case if it does keep coming down. Right into this area. And if it keeps going down, right in this area. So I don't like just having blank, right? Like where it's like no idea where price could go. I don't like that, because if price just comes down, and there's 10 a.m. news, so I put that there. But if price just comes down, it's like, okay, we got to have an idea of where it can go. Currently, though, what I'm thinking that could happen, we have this volume imbalance right here as well. So let me add this volume imbalance to that and mark it. So we'll see what news does. I'm thinking, if anything, we pull back into this area. I mean, we have this buy side liquidity. We have a lot of reasons for it to go up. So we'll see. Check this opening range gap here. We have the close. We have the new day opening gap above as well at about 408 to 429. Right up in this area. $284 is the middle. Now, of course, since we have this opening range gap here, we would want price to trade right here, at least right here, before going down if it does go down. I'm not convinced it's going to go down, though, or up, honestly. Kind of neutral right now. Now, we do have quite a bit of accumulation here on the 1 minute, you can see. And if you're expecting it to go short, you'd want to see manipulation up, right? And then go short. So we'll see. It took this buy side liquidity. Could be getting ready to go down. But I would need it to trade through this 15-minute fair value gap, this area right here first. But we have that 15-minute volume imbalance right here as well. So price never runs too far away from volume imbalances before coming back. This is going to be our first presented fair value gap. Oh, all right. Let's see. Fatima, yeah, I'm gonna. There's just a few things, adjustments I need to make to that spreadsheet, and I'll share it. I just have to make some adjustments and finish it because I've been completing it every month as I go. So I just need to go ahead and finish it, and then I'll share it. Yeah, that's another thing. Actually, I forgot to mark because I usually always mark. Actually, I've been kind of bad about that lately, is marking the previous day high and low. I normally always mark that, and lately I've noticed I keep forgetting. So I always mark the previous day high and low, and then I'll even go 2 days back, 2 and 3 days back if it's relevant, but it's like right here, so I'm going to go ahead and mark it. And then the high is way up there, so I'm not going to mark that. If we get all the way up there, then then I don't know. But yeah, we're in. We have a 1 hour fair value gap right here as well. Coming up into this 4 hour one also. So there's a chance we just take this area and drop. Let's see. Let's wait. So we took that buy side liquidity, spent 0 time up there. 0 time and kind of pull them back down. This very well could be. Let's see. We took buy side liquidity and immediately came back down. That's what you want to see if you're bearish. No, I don't. I'm still learning myself. I'm not in a position to teach people, to be honest. I'm always, and another thing is I wouldn't offer mentorships on things like, cause I learned all of ICT's stuff from his YouTube channel for free. So I couldn't, I wouldn't be able to charge anybody for that. That's just me. I think the area, since I don't, I just give bits of pieces of information that I've learned and that I've found over the course of trading his system for, I guess, a year and 2 months now. But I'm still, there's still things I'm learning, still things like that. I'm always trying to get better. But I guess the area that I feel like I really could help people is in the area of discipline and psychology and money management. Because that part is what I have, I don't want to say mastered because I'm still, we're humans. We're always trying to work on that. But I've come a long way. And that's the only reason, to be honest, why I've been profitable this year and held the same accounts is because the discipline, psychology, and money management. That's why most of my videos that I put on YouTube are in that area. I honestly think As long, I mean, so I've kind of talked about this before, but as long as you know, that's why I keep data points. As long as you know your win rate over a certain amount of time, then you can be profitable. So my thing is, so I always say there's 3 keys to being a successful trader. Is one, you do have to have some type of strategy or edge, right? And then you have to have a very strict money management plan, very strict. And then you have to have, third, the discipline to follow number 1 and 2, to follow your valid trade setups and to follow your money management plan. If you can do that, you can be successful trading. So, and the thing is, you have to have the data of your trading plan, know your win rate over the course of, not just a week or not just 10 trades. Have some good data. And once you know that win rate, that you can confidently say, okay, I know this win rate, then you could build your money management plan around it. And as long as you do that, you're literally putting the probabilities in your favor. I mean, you are being the house, right? The casino at that point. Just like casinos, they have the odds in their favor. A lot of people say like roulette. Oh, it's 50-50. It's black or red, but it's not, because there's 2 green spots. So it's actually like 48% or something like that in your favor. So as long as you put the probabilities in your favor and you follow that, you can be successful. That's why I love it so much. Yeah, because it's just probabilities. Numbers don't lie. That's why I like it so much. And once you figure that out and put them in your favor, you could be successful. I see what we're doing here. Coming up on 950. And there was a little chart. Let me see if I could find it real quick that I shared on, or graphic on one of my videos, where it's very simple. It does take time and effort, Fatima. You're right. It's just something, I wouldn't do it while you're trading. So, but you do have to allocate some time in your day. And I do recommend doing it daily. Like once you're done, and it doesn't have to be immediately when you're done trading, but once you're done trading, it is best, since it's fresh on your mind, to do it that same day, to journal, look back, what worked, what didn't work, how much you had to risk in terms of ticks or points, not dollars, and how much you had to risk to make X amount of profit, and just kind of write all that stuff down. Maybe that's a good video for me to do of how to come up with, I think I had something similar, but not very detailed, of how to come up with your plan. All that is going to be in my discipline psychology course that I'm working on as well. All right, price is coming down, so this very well could be our manipulation here. We're leaving this fair value gap. We're inverting all this. Okay, I found it. All right, so, but until we take all these lows, see, here's the thing too. We're coming back into this 15-minute fair value gap, which is the weekly volume imbalance as well. We're likely to trade, let's see, 8:30. Okay, so this 15-minute fair value gap was created by news this morning, I believe. Let me double check. Didn't we have 8:30 news? I think we did. Yeah, we had 8:30 news this morning. All right, so this is going to be, this was created. So when we have a news gap, fair value gap, that's another thing that I'm okay with trading through. I don't use it typically as a fair value gap that will hold. It can, but I take it just like my opening bar fair value gaps. I take it as a 50-50. It could trade through, especially we have this volume bounce right here. It's 950 now. So this, we took these lows. If we do trade back up into this area, this would be an area I would like to go short right to this volume imbalance. I just realized how big of a trade that is. The market is very expanded. I mean, that'd be 120 points. So we do have a market structure shift on the 5-minute as well. I do like whenever it aligns. So see how we, same thing, took these highs, inverted this fair value gap, traded through these lows, and potentially getting a new fair value gap here on the 5-minute. So I like when things align like that. Reach down into this one. So we got to be careful if this one does hold, but I do believe we get down here. Since we took that buy side liquidity, and this was a fair value gap from the news. I'm going to see the reaction in here before just going short. So I'd have to have a pretty large stop. I am still on reduced sizing. Oh, you know what? And I didn't select all my accounts. Look at that. Slacking. There we go. So we have news in 10 minutes as well. So we got to be careful with that. I do want to see if we try to reach up to this area. See, there's this inversion as well that it might be hitting, which was the opening or the first presented fair value gap. Oh, this one is an inversion. I'm going short here. We shouldn't reach back up much further. Order submitted. Order submitted. Well, let's see. This is the area where I wanted to see if what it would do here. Technically, I need a larger stop right up here. This should not reach further, but it is. It's pushing up. I really like that volume imbalance. The issue is right here is where we should see it if it's going to come down to come down. It actually did not leave a 5-minute fair value gap, but from here, if it's going to come down, it shouldn't go up any further. If it's going to come down. Volume, yeah, the volume imbalance. It's the gap between two bodies. So I'll show you that here in a second. Let me see if we come down from here. We shouldn't. We made that higher high coming down. It should reject right in here and come down now. 224. If it's going to come down. It's not looking like it wants to, though. Also, we have that news in 5 minutes. So that was one thing I kind of wanted to wait to see to make sure, because sometimes with news, it'll do what it's supposed to do, but it'll overshoot stuff. So that's what I don't want to happen. I have a pretty large stop, but I'm on reduced sizing. But yeah, doesn't look like it wants to do it. Doesn't look like it. Here's a crucial area right here. It's not showing any willingness yet to go down. And see, this the last line of defense for me is this inversion. So if it takes this inversion here, then that's when I want out. Like any of this area is expected that it could trade in. So if you wait, so the thing is, if you wait for price to come up here, if you were looking short, then when it hits this area where I got in, if you don't get in, you risk it running away. But if you do get in, you have to expect price could trade up in this area somewhere. So you have to expect some heat, which right now it's still not showing any willingness to come down. So until it takes this, the high of this inversion, then you know, it'll tell me that it's not going to work out, but we'll see. That's why I'm going to stop right there. But I do have less contract sizing. Make sure I am in my reduced size. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't, the other thing too, when you're close to news like this, that you risk is it hanging around and not quite doing what it's supposed to do yet. And waiting for the news. So the bad thing is that if it like hangs around a little bit, sometimes it could even like take me out and then do what it's supposed to do with the news. I've had that happen before, so we'll see. We'll see if we start coming back down. We technically inverted this fair value gap, so that's not good, but the inversion is being respected. At this point, it's kind of like a 50-50. I would say. We created this swing here. I don't want to see this swing taken now. And for everybody that keeps joining my stream here lately, I definitely appreciate it. I enjoy hanging out with y'all in the morning and trading. This week's been a little rough. This week has definitely been rough. But regardless, I appreciate y'all being here. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we can get this drop. Got that news in 40 seconds. Yeah, if y'all could hit that like button, that would be appreciated. Let's see if we get this drop if we're going to rock it up. I don't like being in a trade when the news drops, but see what happens here. About 10 seconds. I could move my stop above this swing here, because it shouldn't come back up there. But with news, you just never know. Yeah. News got me. Maybe not. Maybe he will. I don't see this working, though, to be honest, anymore. But I don't know. It ran right up into here. Let's see if it does its drop that I'm expecting. Hit mean threshold of this wick. It needs to go if it's going to go. If it hangs around, then I don't like that. It needs to go ahead and displace lower. That was way close to my stop. All my accounts are still in. It did not take me out. Yeah, see, I'm going to tighten up right here. I'm going to just let it knock me out. Because it doesn't look good. What a week. This was literally my worst week all year. See, tightening up right here allowed me to save a little bit. Completely out of my trades. Yeah. Make sure all my trades are out. Always, as soon as I get out of a trade, make sure everything's closed. Yeah, see, I already got knocked out anyways. So save a little bit. What's that? 64, 14 points. It's probably still going to, still probably going to drop, but. Yeah, what a week. Man, what a week. And I almost didn't trade this week, too. Looking back, that would have been a good thing. Because the first 2 weeks, my plan was originally for December was I was going to trade the first 2 weeks. And I traded this week too because I was like, well, maybe it won't be so bad. It's still the week before Christmas. But yeah, this week killed me. The first 2 weeks I was profitable. But this week literally took all my profit from December. So that's a wrap for me. But I'm going to do a like a summary video sometime over next week of my year in my month to show like the difference. See, until it takes this swing right here, here's the middle of that opening range gap. It still could. I mean, at the moment, it's not really showing its hand quite yet. I think it comes down, but this was the little flyer, the little graphic I was going to show earlier. Right here. This is the one I made. I talked about this in a video. Where as long as you know your win rate, then you know your risk reward and how to be profitable or not profitable, right? So if you're 50% win rate, then as long as you are 1-to-1 on your risk reward, right, you'll be at break even. So if you have a risk reward, depending on your risk reward, tells you what win rate you need. So like, if you're risking 5-to-1 or 1-to-5, you can be as low as a 20% win rate and still be profitable. So it all depends on your win rate and how much your risk reward is. So if I know if all of my targets, all my trades are typically, I'm risking, it's a 2-to-1 or 1-to-2, however you say it, 1-to-2. It should be a 2-to-1. So I'm risking. Oh no, I guess this way I'm looking at risk. My risk is 1-to-2. So that means I'm making twice as much as I lose. I just need to be 40% profitable. So I range between a 1-to-1, in the middle here. Most of my trades are about 1.5 to 2 times my loss. So that means I need to be between 40 to 50% win rate to be profitable, closer to 50%. And as I showed before, my win rate hovers around 58 to 60. So that's why I've been able to be profitable. However, this month in December, I am going to officially have my first losing month. My first losing month, and it is going to be below 50%. Let's see. I want to see real quick. Yeah, 38% win rate. Whew, man. That's my worst month. That was over already. I did 5 days of eval drawings giveaways. I did one per day. That ended Tuesday, I believe, was the last day. $59.20. 42. Yep. So, as you can see, let me show this. My first red month. Like I said, week 1 was good. Week 2, actually week 2 wasn't that good either. So had I traded just the first 2 weeks though, let's see, what did that end on the 13th? So we have, had I traded just the first 2 months like I kind of wanted to, right here, I would have still been up 12 grand total across my accounts for the month. And I would have had another green month. However, I traded in that extra week, which you can see I only had one. The day I didn't stream, I made money. But look at this. Terrible week. This is my worst week probably ever, in my worst month. And it's correlated. Like, I got to look. My job, and I've said this many times, I got to go back and look. Is it the market, me, or both? And in this case, it's a mixture of both. And, yeah. Juninho. Hey, are you Brazilian? But that's what I want to show because, yes, like, it's real. And you can be, minha mãe brasileira. My mother's from Brazil. So if you show like here, I'm rusty. I'm forgetting a lot of Portuguese. Eu entendi tudo though. Good morning, good morning. Puff Diddy. Hey, what's up? So look, yeah, I just want to show, like, this is my worst month. I can go back every month. You know, profitable 62% November. 50% win rate, but profitable. This is what I'm trying to show you. If you know your win rate and your profit, see, almost a 1.5 win-loss ratio. But I was profitable. October with 50% win rate. I don't think I had a month under 50%. Yeah, but see, this had a better win-loss ratio. I won, look, my average winner versus my average loser. So this is kind of my year in review here. Every month was green. This one was a little lower than 1.5. I want to see this 1.5 or more. 53% profitable. Same thing. This was my best month, 70%. But and you can see the values. How much I made, it grows, right? Like this was 15 grand, 12 grand, month 1, 15. It's because I added more accounts each month. So I didn't always have 20 accounts. I added more accounts. Like this was 11, but then in month 5 here, September, I had a lot more accounts, like 18 or 17. So this is all my accounts, right? But here we go. December, my first losing month, and it's fine. I mean, it happens. So now I got to go back, I got to review, and I got to see this here. This killed me from right here. Loss, loss, win, loss, loss. Literally just this last week is what messed it all up. This week here. And which it kind of mentally, it's like I didn't want to trade the week, but I did. And so now you have to have information for next year. I know next year, without a doubt, I'm only going to trade the first 2 weeks of December. Maybe. I might not even trade December. So we'll see. So, yeah. And that's about all I got. And yeah, this is just showing transparency too, because I like to, it's not, my thing is always, if you focus on the process and focus on all the right things other than money specifically, then you can be profitable in the long term. I'm always preaching the long term over time, because what good is it to get a payout, right? One payout in a year or one payout in 6 months. Like, you want to be consistent in getting payouts. And the only way to get consistent into getting payouts is to focus on the stuff that will keep you there long term. Because if it's quick stuff where you just, get a quick payout, that might just be like a good little streak of however many days, 10 days or whatever, 8 days. And then consistency is the key, as everybody should know that by trading. We want to be here for the long run, right? So I really, 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 really wanted December to be green, though, just so I could say I had green every single month green. But it's all right. I'm green for the year. Yeah, I know. I don't like, to be honest, looking at the day here now. See, we came back. Let's see. Let me go to the 15-minute chart. Oh, this was, somebody asked about the volume imbalance earlier. Who was that? Steve. So the bodies right here, you see how the two bodies, there's nothing in between it? That's a volume imbalance. And that's, price rarely goes too far away from those. And if it does, then typically once there's a setup to go that direction, it'll typically get there. Today, that's also why I was pretty confident in that short originally. Because I that volume imbalance, I thought we'd come right back down to it. There's also one there on the 5-minute. But now that we're going up, we may see we're hitting the low of the weekly fair value gap right there. Then, I mean, like I said at the beginning, there was still some reason that I believe that we could go up as well. So, so it could reach up. We have this buy side up here. I mean, we'll see. It could keep going up, up, up. I will be curious though on the weekly chart if we do in fact close below and close that weekly fair value gap right here. That would be interesting to see. So that would need to close below let's see, 21,335 right here. Pretty much where we're at. This weekly fair value gap below. I'd be interested to see if we close below that today. Anyways, all right. Well, I definitely enjoyed everybody being on here. I appreciate it. If you can hit that like button. Again, I'm not going to be streaming, and I'll post that into the community tab on YouTube as well. I'm not going to stream until January 6th. Let's see if there's any news real quick for January 6th that week. So pretty much I filter it by week. That was this week. Man, seeing we had FOMC. We had a lot of news this week too. Let's go to next week. There's not a ton. All right, here we go. January 6th. Okay. We have JOLTS on Tuesday, ISM Monday, Looks like NFP week. Nice. Coming back on the week of NFP. Cool. All right, y'all. I will go ahead and hop off here. For sure. Everybody, yes. We have, don't forget, it's easy. Portuguese exercise. Yes, yes. I'm not going to read it out loud because I can read it in my head and translate it in my head, but I can't read out loud very well. Yes, for everybody too. Traders, it's easy for us to get wrapped up in trading so much where we forget to enjoy time. Why do a lot of us trade? Most that I know of, yes, to make money, but also freedom of our time, right? Freedom of your time. If you can be financially free, control your time, that's golden, right? So don't forget to also enjoy your time, family, Christmas, New Year's. I love this time of the year as well, to enjoy with family. But then also, New Year, right? Everybody sets goals. Everybody sets expectations of what we want. So reflect, do that, but enjoy your time. So yes, everybody have a great, great Christmas. I do have a few videos planned, so I will put those up, some videos. But yeah, enjoy your time. So have a great break, and if you're going to keep trading, trade well. I'll see y'all later. Take care.